Join us on this week's Towncast Pembroke Dock, where we'll be remembering what it was like to have a town fireworks display. We'll be thinking, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice group of people to put on a town firework display? And we'll be having a little bit of chat about how to make Pembrokeshire sparkle. All that, a whole load more on this week's Pembroke Dock Towncast.
Get strong.
Hello and welcome back to a Pembroke Dock Towncast with me, Lee G. Pleasure to be back as always, and thank you for your comments on last week and your interactions. It was really, really nice. So, yeah, loads to be cracking on with this week, but I'll give you a quick heads up where I said last week, so we did Albion Square last week, and I was going to do Park Infants this week, but there's so much on with um like seasonal stuff because you've got Halloween and then you've got fireworks and a lot of people are doing their fireworks early, so there won't be time next week. So I'm going to do a bit on fireworks this week, and then next week I'll go back and I'll do Park Infants. I remember Park Infants. So yeah, that's a bit of a plan for this week's show. Let's get on and have a look at what's happening. So I have updated the events for Halloween. Some of them have been and gone. I was at Manor House on Saturday, and that was really, really cool, really cool. And I got some fantastic photos and videos of the tigers playing and the red panda just walking around, really, really active. It's a really enjoyable afternoon. So that's been and gone. So there's still loads of stuff going on. So I'm just going to run through them now, and I'm going to try and put this on socials. I promise. I promise. Make me. If I haven't done it by the end of Monday, make me. Okay. So we're going to start with the dinosaur park. So they've got loads of events going on, starting last weekend, running all the way through till next weekend. I know the weather's not great at the minute, but it's still a nice place to go. So that's Dinosaur Park. We've also still got this one's not for the little uns. So this is the Haunted Hedge Maze at Heatherton, which yeah, I wish I could go to it. I really do wish I could go to it this year, but I can't. So that looks like a fun one. There is a ton of stuff going on at Carew Castle and the mill. Um, so I've got like a few of them shared on here, but go to their Facebook page. So this is their Facebook page on there. There is loads of stuff on all through the week. It looks fantastic. So first thing I've got is on Friday night, 6 till 10, a paranormal investigation on Halloween. I mean, come on, people, that's your starting place. But yeah, for me, I said I've got loads of Castle Mill kind of dotted in and around, but go to their Facebook page and have a look because they've got some really, really cool stuff going on. Pumpkin patches. We've got the Tenby pumpkin patch. This is part of the one I shared before. It's open now. But there's some really hot drinks. This sounds stupid, but it's really nice. They've got some really, really nice hot drinks out there. So yeah, well worth going to. Wellies, yeah, we're suitable for wellies. Definitely on that one. Other things going on. So this is over the other side, Haverfordwest. So loads of stuff going on all week at Manor House. Sorry, at Scolton Manor. Um, they've got ghostly games, Make a Scarecrow, the Halloween Trail, the Haunted House, fancy dress competitions, quizzes, craft fairs, all of those sorts of things. Again, go onto their Facebook page. Some of it may be weather affected, so it's worth having a look at their Facebook page. Again, a bit over the other side at Hub. Um, so this is some live music at Haverhub on the 31st, 7 till late. I think it's a fancy dress thing kind of a thing, but it's 18s only, 18s and over only. £7 in advance, but I think it's a fancy dress one. Just go in fancy dress anyway. It's Halloween. Everyone's going to be expecting you to go in Halloween. Um, get some more stuff over the other side. So this is again for little ones. So Pumpkin Trail at Withybush Woods. If you don't know where Withybush Woods is, if you head to Booker's or the old county show entrance, so the Premier Inn roundabout, head out past Kyrell Inn, head out that way to County Show, past Booker's, keep going up that road, and you'll get to Withybush Woods on your right. Loads of stuff going on there. Um, if anyone does go to the Withybush Woods, please take some notes of what we could do with Holyland Woods in Pembroke because yeah, it could be a real good thing. So yeah, lots of stuff going on there. Halloween parties. This is Littlands again. Train Master is having a Halloween party at Carew Memorial Hall. If you don't know what the Train Master is, Train Master is lots of like different types of railway sets set up all around the place for kids to play with. But this one's with a Halloween theme. Well worth going to that. That's £9 per child, which includes a goodie bag as well. What age group? I mean, hard to say, but again, go onto the Facebook page, either the Train Master page or the Kiru. I think I got this off of the Train Master page. Just drop them a message because they'll give you a better idea of some of the things that they do. So we mentioned this one before. This is St. Govan's Shopping Centre. I'm not really seeing any much more than this one, but I've seen a thing saying carve your pumpkin and have it come in to be judged. Other than that, I don't really know much more of what's going on at St. Govan's this week, but well worth a walk through anyway. Pennell Hall Halloween party. So I think this is the mid-range one. So this is 4 till 5:30, £5 per child, music, games, bit of fun. Phone number on there for contact. So again, well worth going to. This, trust me, there's loads and loads and loads of stuff on. So this is Clark and Hill, which again is the other side. So we missed the 26th and 27th, but Thursday, 31st, Spooky Stories. Feels like last year, doesn't it? Because Friday, I think that's an old one from last year because Friday, ignore that one. Ignore that one. So yeah, some more stuff kind of closer to home. Up at the Cricketers, we've got an adults party on Friday 31st from 7. And then on the 1st, we've got a more of a child-friendly Halloween party from 12:30 till 2:30. So the Friday night one adult party, 7 till late. Saturday, then kids one, 12:30 till 2:30. That one's £5 a ticket on there. Again, that's up with the cricketers. Again, go onto their Facebook page, you'll find some more information there. Now we've got a bit more information about Carew Tidal Mill. So on the 30th and the 31st, fantastic beasts and how to rescue them. So it's a bit of it's a bit of a quizzy kind of thing, and a bit of a trail. But yeah, so that again, you know, these are the sorts of things that people say, "Oh, nobody's doing anything," and then you see something like this, and you go, "Oh, well, that looks like a bit of fun," and it just takes a bit of effort to go to it. You've also got, so this is the Story Maker, but Story Maker tells interactive role playing theatre. So this is a bit more, it's interactive theatre. So you get to be part of it again. Again, that's 27th to the 29th, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Make sure you book the Story Masters Tale live. Oh God, let me get this one right. www.storymasterstales.com/live is where you can book on that one. So that's a good one to go to. And then you've also got the Creepy Mill. So I think the other bits that are on there, you have to pay. You pay for the castle and you pay to go in. But this one is included with normal admission, but it's where they've done the mill. This is it's quite cool. It's like a live version of a ghost train sort of a thing. So uh, kids must be supervised because yeah, can get quite creepy in there. Other things going on this week then Halloween craft and coffee morning. This is at the town hall on Tuesday the 28th from 10 until 1. Loads of stuff going on there. I quite like the sound of this. This is bang up my street. So Friday 31st, 7 till 11 again, fancy dressed optional. Fancy dress is never optional on Halloween. Now, if you're going out on Halloween night, then you're going out dressed, okay? Um, but it's optional karaoke and cocktails. And that's at Will's in Pembroke. So that's fantastic. That is more of that we need to see. So tickets are £20 each, which includes a cocktail on arrival and the picky platter. It is limited numbers. It's not a massive place, but there's the phone number there to book your seat on that one. Pumpkin Patch. So this is the Lampy Pumpkin Patch. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where it is. I'm going to assume it's off to the left and out that way. But go onto their Facebook page, Windsor Farm Pumpkin Patch. The stuff they've got going on there is really, really cool. They've got this thing where you can fire them out of a can. It just, yeah, it's a cracking thing to do. Still going with events. So this is for 6 plus. This is Crafty Kids on Tuesday the 28th at Penna Hall from 1 till 3. Costumes encouraged. Again, you know what I'm going to say on that. Go onto their Facebook page as well and have a look at that. Then we've also got Craft with Your Kids. This is £15 each. That's Tuesday 28, 10 till 11:30 at Penna Hall again. Loads of stuff. Again, go on to their Facebook page to book that one. Halloween at the museum. If anybody is at home this week and says there's nothing to do, honest to God, you need to have a look. So Tuesday to Friday, 10 till 4, spooky history around the town, face painting, badge making, quizzes, etc., etc. Friday 31st as well, and this is in Monkton. This is Des's cabin. And this is all about renovating the community centre. Um, to games and things like that. So that's at the community centre in Monkton. So looking forward, like I said, there's that weird one where I think bonfire night itself actually falls on a Wednesday. Yes, it falls on a Wednesday. So there's the things before and then there's the things after. So this will be before we record again next weekend. So Milford Haven fireworks are on Saturday, 1st of November. Strangely enough, the Saundersfoot fireworks were last weekend. So they've been and gone. So they're like a week and a bit ahead. So there's lots of entertainment going on as well. It's more of a festival feel than just the fireworks. Fireworks displays at 7, but I think they've got bands and music and dance halls and what have you. Um, Lamphy Community Fireworks. So this is at the Lamphy Village Hall. This is the one that most of us will probably go to, in all honesty. Again, Saturday, 1st of November, starts at 6:30. Does it say when the fireworks are on? No, it doesn't tell me what, but yeah. So vehicle parking at the showground if it's dry, and at the school if it's wet. So again, just worth keeping an eye. I've got a feeling that there'll be lots of that around this on the usual Facebook pages that you get, and I'll try and share some as well on that. You've also got the option Now, did I get a date on this? There we go. Yeah, from Friday the 7th. So this is the Friday after. So you got Wednesday the 5th, Friday the 7th. So if you're particularly dedicated, you could do all three. So this is at Hook. Um, is it a community hall, community centre? Da, 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 da. I'm sure it must be the Hook Community Centre, which is where everything kind of happens in Hook. So this is over the other side, just the other side of Burton, and out that way. So adults are fiver, children's £3. Gates open from five and display from seven on there. Okay, so loads and loads of events and things like that coming up. What I am going to try and do is put together another special for Christmas fairs. Seen loads of Christmas fairs starting to advertise themselves on Christmas activities and things like that. So if you've got any of those, please tag us and I will give you a mention on that. Okay, let's go do some I remembers. So, like I said at the start, this week's I Remember was meant to be Park Infants, and I will come back to that and do that next week. I just thought it was a good opportunity, keep it topical to do follow on from the fireworks display and discuss the fireworks displays that we used to have in town. So I remember two. I remember two in Pembroke Dock. I have a vague memory of a third, but I think I was living away at the time, and I kind of came home one weekend and it was on, but I didn't go to it. So that I think that's why I have a vague memory of third. So the first one that used to be like the town display was over on Front Street. So you used to go off the tower on Front Street. And it used to be amazing. Used to I don't know why. I think because you like if you look back at the ones that I've just shared, they're all within a confined area, and there's a charge to go in. So there's a charge to go in, and then you buy your burgers, you buy your drinks, whatever. So I think the one on Front Street was just a display. Um, so there was no bonfire. It was just a display off the top of the tower. And yeah, I mean, certainly remember going there, and the road wasn't officially closed, but there was no way there was a car getting through there. I mean, there were hundreds and hundreds of people there. Um, yeah, and we just watched the fireworks, and it was really nice. Obviously, to go off over the water. Um, yeah, now I must have been quite small going to that one because I remember being taken by my parents. So yeah, if you remember that one, that would be good to. Who used to do it? It must have been the town council at the time, or um, I don't know. We'll talk about this later. If there's a town group, round table or whatever, um, maybe it was them, but it was certainly something that was worth going to. Now, the other one that I remember is at the Quins, where there used to be a big bonfire. Um, there used to be loads of stuff going on, like inside the the hall. So not in the clubhouse, but there'd be loads of stuff. There'd be food and stuff available in there, and beer. Um, yeah, and but again, there was no real charge to watch that. People used to go around with buckets, and I think again that's why that one was very well attended because it was essentially free. Um, yeah, I used to. For me, I used to love the bonfire. I don't know why. I still do. I still love sitting by an open fire or a wood log burner, which incidentally, going back to Manor House, so it was quite cold, and just had a coffee sat by the log fire was absolutely fantastic. It was really, really good. Um, but yeah, there's something very old. I mean, we don't have it because smoke, so it's the whole carbon thing. Um, I remember going to people's parties, and this is back in the 80s. So, lots of people would have a bonfire in their back garden, and then the next morning would the town, because Pembroke Dock is in a valley, so it'll go down there. So if there isn't a strong wind, then that smoke just kind of sits there. So you'd be walking to school and you'd go up to the top of the hill and you'd be able to look down on the town and you'd just see this blanket of smoke choking people in the town. But hey, they were the good old days. So yeah, the Quins bonfire and fireworks. I remember on that one the weird bit with that one was one year we watched it from the car park over the road. So obviously outside the Quins was full of people. You couldn't go inside what's now like the second car park because that's where the bonfire was. And I remember watching over in the car park. So remember, I used to have a fence there, so used to watch from over there, and out of nowhere, something just went and kind of landed like 10, 15 yards from us. And it was a rocket casing. It was about, I don't know, 7, 8 inches long, quite thick. And, and yeah, this rocket case, and it was still smoking, and there was still like little sparkly bits, but yeah, and, um, yeah, health and safety wouldn't have that. Now you think back and think, well, if that had hit us, it would have, yeah, that would have done some serious damage. But yeah, that was why maybe that is why there isn't a fireworks display there anymore because it was dangerous as hell. So the third one I remember, and you're gonna have to help me out with this one. Was it or was it not? I have an idea that there was a fireworks display, and it only must have happened once or twice, going from the bandstand in the car park behind Asda. And I may have dreamed this, it may have just been a plan that never happened, but I have this idea of so when I was living away, I used to come home to play rugby, and I have this, and I'd walk from the train station back home. I, yeah, I just have this idea that there was a firework display there, and it all. Somebody help me out. This would have been in the 90s, so the Quins one would have closed down, and this would have replaced it. I think the one in Front Street came first, then the one in the Quins came after, and then I think this one only lasted 1 or 2 years, and it just went, yeah, it's too difficult to do, or something like that. So, yeah, was there one, or am I dreaming about something completely different over there? Message me, let me know. Do you remember fireworks displays in the dock? So, have I missed any? Were there any? I mean, I know I've been to ones in St. Florence, been to Stackpole a couple of times. Um, have I missed any? There must have been others. I've been to loads of friends' parties to set some off myself. I used to do just fireworks in the garden more than I don't think we ever had a bonfire, but there must have been plenty around. So, have I missed any fireworks displays? And you can go back as far as you want, as far. The one bit that I remember now that I think of it is every year, and this probably still happens, down on Bush Camp on the area where we all used to play football, right next to the main road. Um, People just used to dump the crap there and then set it on fire on bonfire night. And the fire brigade would be sat there waiting. The fire brigade, and they'd be trying to take it down as it was being built. And yeah, I don't think it happens now. I think people kind of got the idea that this is dangerous and blah blah blah. But I definitely remember. I remember one year driving past. I'd been massive. it being absolute. It's like somebody supercharged it with petrol and it was going like 35, 40 feet in the air. And the fire brigade were just not having it at all. It's like, right, okay, that's being stopped and it's being stopped now. Um, so yeah, send me your memories. Send me your memories of firework nights and bonfire nights around the dock, because yeah, I must have missed a couple of displays from somewhere on there. Fantastic. Okay, so let's do some chatty bits. Let's do a chatty bit. So there's something I'm gonna look forward a couple of weeks now, 6 to 8 weeks. Something I started a few years ago when I was with Planet. I used to work for Planet, and I got by. Yeah, we there used to be a place in Kilgetty that used to do the town. It used to do loads of lights, tons and tons of lights, and everyone would go and yeah, put a couple of quid in there and all that kind of stuff. And it was great. It was great to have lots of lights. It wasn't particularly classy. It wasn't particularly themed. There'd be a religious bit there. Then there'd be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and you go, oh, how are they? How are they? Anyway, Christmassy. And then there'd be a Christmas tree, and then there'd be Rudolph, and then there'd be a baby Jesus, and then there'd be Mickey Mouse with flashing lights. And you're like, okay, it's just like all over the place. But it was lovely. It was lovely to go and see and look at all the different ones. And then obviously that stopped, and a couple of other people tried doing it, and it never quite worked. And then I thought, you know what? What if we did like a town competition, and I called it Let's Make Pembrokeshire Sparkle. So my idea was that each town would have its own street competition, so best dressed street or whatever, and then you'd be able to then have a Pembrokeshire competition of which town has got the best streets and things like that. Um, for two reasons, really. One, because I just love Christmas. And anything like that, yeah, I'm a absolute tart for that. Like, let's get some lights up, let's get some flashing displays, let's make it look amazing. Yeah, fantastic. I'm all in favour of that. But I thought, if you coordinate your street, like my street is kind of like a cul-de-sac, and you can go up and around and back. And so, yeah, if we just if everyone had the same lights and they went ping, ping, ping all the way around, it would just look pretty good. And so that was my kind of idea. So and I'm going to throw it out there again now. No prizes, no competitions, no nothing like that. But I think we probably could if we wanted to. Let's make Pembroke Dock sparkle. Let's can we get coordinated stuff on the street. Maybe you just go, maybe over the last weekend before Christmas, which I'm just gonna have a little look now. So Christmas falls on a Thursday, so it'll be 20th and 21st. So that'll be the Saturday and Sunday. So let's say 19th, 20th, 21st. Yeah. And you just go over those days. You just like we'll coordinate as a street so everyone's got a chance to get in. And yeah, I don't know, you just do either all the same displays or similar displays, or you all have a theme. And just figured if we do that for a couple of years, people start to talk, and then it starts to become, do you know what? Let's go to Pembroke Dock. Let's have a drive round Pembroke Dock, and then your cafes start opening a bit later, so there's somewhere to go for a hot coffee. And let's do the town centre, because if the outsides are great, and then the town centre then becomes a bit more of a thing. So yeah, and let's make Pembrokeshire sparkle is my chatty bit, because yeah, somebody said to me the other day why, and we did get into a bit of an argument, but it was okay because they were an old friend, and this has been my kind of motto for a long time now is you can't keep expecting other people to do stuff. So my friend said to me, "Well, why does nobody do this? Why does nobody do that? Why isn't the council doing this?" It's not the council's responsibility to decorate your street, to decorate your town, and all of that. The town council do what they can do with the money that they've got, but it's not a lot of money, and they probably do a lot more than they're capable of doing, if that makes sense. There's a lot of goodwill involved in getting those decorations, putting them up. When it comes time to renew them, again, that takes a lot of effort and stuff to get them up and going. So I've always been one of those people that goes, if you want something doing, then go and start it yourself. Go and make something happen yourself. It take every big movement needs one person to start it and to sell their idea to everyone else, which is kind of what I'm doing now. Here's my idea. Let's have coordinated lights for Christmas in your street. So you go around everybody in your street beforehand and you go, hey, would you like to do this? Let's have a meeting at my house about this, or this is what I'm thinking. Let's set up a Facebook group. Let's set up a WhatsApp group or whatever. And not everybody will want to do it in your street, but you only need 4 or 5 to start with. And you go, right, we're all going to do this. And it may be, you may live in a terrace, you haven't got a front garden or whatever. You may live in flats. And you go, right, okay, well, we'll do the windows with a certain theme. We'll all do snow spray and Father Christmas or whatever. And it starts to become effective. And then the next year, everyone goes, "Oh, actually, yeah, I saw what you did last year. I know I didn't join in last year, but I think I might this year. I think I'll have a crack at it this year." And you start to build a sense of community. You start to talk to people that are around you. I'll use my street as an example. My street's got 30 houses in it, okay, and I probably talk to about 10 of those houses. There are some houses that I nod to and I wave to, and I'll exchange a good morning, a good afternoon, that kind of thing. We know where each other lives. We don't know each other's names. We know each other's dogs, which is pretty much normal. So we kind of ignore. And there are other houses I've not got a clue who lives in them. And that's a really small cul-de-sac of 30 odd houses. So it would be good to start building a community again, to having that connection and using the Christmas kind of happiness, the Christmas festivities, that let's all be jolly, use that as an excuse to let's get together, let's have a chat, let's do something. So if that's something that interests you, then let me know and we'll go, hey, somebody from this street fancies doing let's make Pembroke Dock Sparkle, and somebody from that street let's wants to do Pembroke Dock Sparkle, and maybe we'll get a Facebook page set up and we'll do Pembroke Dock Sparkle, all of those kind of things. Maybe we'll run it as the Towncast. But if that's something that interests you, let me know, because yeah, I would love to be a part of that. I would really love to be a part of. I used to, when my kids are small, we would have 1 or 2 nights where the kids would usually be in their pajamas. To be fair, they put the pajamas on, they put a dressing gown on, and then we'd just go and drive around streets where we knew there were lots of lights. And the kids used to love it. They'd be asleep by the time we got home, but they just, this light was great and those lights were great and those are fantastic. Can we walk down this street tomorrow, Dad? You know, just sometimes you don't need to pay 25 quid to go and look at the lights, which, by the way, I know we'll be back at Carew Mill. They've already said that they're going to do Christmas lights at Carew Mill. So yeah, let's do something as a community. Let's use Christmas to rebuild a community, reconnect with those in your community. Do something to make Pembroke Dock sparkle. Message me, let me know on that one, which would be great. Fantastic. So before I do, wouldn't it be nice? I'm just going to drop in my weekly appeal. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Makes a massive difference to us. I'll let you know when one of our videos goes live. I am trying to get a bit more time to do kind of other videos instead of just a podcast. So, videos around various places in the town. Um, so yeah, please do subscribe to our page and like our Facebook page. That would make a massive difference. And if you fancy coming on and joining me, please do. It's a good laugh. I'd love to have somebody to talk to about and share memories with, and just talk about things that we could do. Which brings me to, wouldn't it be nice? So kind of ties all of that last little bit together. Wouldn't it be nice to have a town body, a town group, kind of like a, I don't know, a town rotary, a round table, all of those kind of things as they used to be. Um, Not necessarily to do fundraising for the town, but to put on events for the town, to do something for the town. Now we did start doing stuff as the town centre traders, which was mainly pushed and led by James Parfitt with a couple of others from Parfitt's Carpets, or Parfitt's Homewares, as it is now. And yeah, I just thought maybe we could reinvigorate that. So instead of the Quins putting on the fireworks or somebody doing the Christmas fete or something, we would have a group of people who just did town events, whether that be a Christmas market in the town centre, whether it be spring festival, whether it be, just having a group of people who don't really have a remit, but have an ambition. A group of people that want to bring life back into Pembroke Dock, to bring the community of Pembroke Dock back together. There are 10,000 people in Pembroke Dock, you know, and yes, it is kind of shrinking and growing and shrinking and growing. At the minute, it's shrinking a little bit when we get when all of the stuff from the offshore starts to come online, it will grow again naturally. So yeah, let's start putting that community back together. Let's start reconnecting and let's have a body, whether they're called the town team, whether they're called town rotary, whether they're called Pembroke Dock volunteers, whatever, that will put on events to bring people together and probably work with other organizations. So you'd have a central core of people that can organize events. And it may be that, we see a lot of stuff going on at Penna Hall and at Pater Hall. So you'd work with Penna Hall, you'd work with Pater Hall. You might work with the Quins, for example, for doing the fireworks. It might be, we might do a fundraising thing for Cubs and Scouts. So you might do a summer fete for Cubs and Scouts. You might do obviously next week I said about Park Infants. Park Infants is now the skate park. So it might be, hey, let's upgrade the skate park. Let's do something for the skate park. So there might be a town event like we saw this summer, really well attended town event in the Memorial Park. Loads of I just it frustrates me that we can't get more stuff up and running. And then I'm always hearing, oh, why is nobody doing this? Why is nobody doing this? It's up to us to do it. It's up to us to do it. Will I get involved? Yes, I absolutely will. Have I got the time? No, I absolutely don't, because I'm trying to do 100 different things at the same time. But I will do my best to get involved and help. And that's what we need. That's what the future is going to be led by. It's going to be led by small town groups that care about their town centre, that care about the businesses in their town centre, that care about the people in their towns and their town centre, and bringing all of that together and mashing it all together so that everybody's got a reason to talk to and to understand and to be a part of their community. So, yes, let's put something together. Let's put a team together that can do events in the town centre, the fireworks next year, the Christmas market, the spring market. Let's celebrate Pembroke Dock Founders Day. Let's celebrate Flying Boat Day. Let's find excuses to celebrate as a town and do it, and then make it a better place, because that can only be a good thing. So that is uh my wouldn't it be nice for this week on that. Yeah, as always, for anything, if you need to contact us, you can message us on Facebook or you can email me on ilovetowncast@gmail.com. That's ilovetowncast@gmail.com. Yeah, or just ping me a message. But just grab me when I'm in Tesco's and say hello. I was at Tesco's a couple of weeks ago and some complete stranger just kind of went, "Yeah, you're the podcast guy," and it's really weird. It's a really bizarre feeling to be kind of recognized like that. So yeah, you're that podcast guy, which is because in Pembroke, I'm the Swan guy because I started doing the Pembroke one of Swan Watch and watching all the swans and like doing a weekly update on the swans and all of this. So in Pembroke, I'm the Swan video guy and the Towncast guy. So yes, if you're up for it, you got any questions, anything you want me to cover, email me on ilovetowncast@gmail.com. Okay, let's go and have a look at some sport. So, you might remember that last week I was struggling a little to find what was happening with the Quins. So it is Cup week, but I can't see the Quins being knocked out of the Cup, but I can't see them in the Cup. So I think the Quins have just not entered the Cup. I may be wrong on that. If anyone from the Quins wants to correct me on that, then by all means let me know. That would be grand. And same as I always say, if you've got any sports results you would like me to cover, hockey, netball, table tennis, pickleball. I would love to set up a pickleball centre in Pembroke and Pembroke Dock. But yeah, any of those things that you fancy getting in touch about, send me the results and I will read them out on that. So we are going to kick off with the football Division One. So a good win for Penna Robins away in Fishguard Sports. So 4-2 win there. Carew 2-all draw at Merlin's Bridge as well. So two bad results. So where does that leave Penna Robins? It kind of, we said this last week that there was a bunch of people just above them that we kind of needed to stay in touch with, and they've stayed in touch. They've stayed in touch because that win against Fishguard, it was very much mid-table. That kind of pushes them up into the kind of the top half. But if you look at who's above, Penner and St Ishmael's have both got two games on Clarbeston Road, so that is well within catching distance. And then if you win both of those games, well, then you're into the genuine top part of the table. You're into the top five, top six. So yeah, hopefully everything will go okay from there. Kiru say a 2-all draw last weekend. So Merlin's Bridge was it Merlin's Bridge that they drew? Yeah. So Merlin's Bridge, couple of spaces above them, but Merlin's Bridge got a game in hand on them. It's going to be a struggle for Kiru, but at least they're getting points. Yeah, and you just need to pick up points in every game somehow and just start building a bit of momentum going forward there. So we've got no fixtures planned for next week, which tells me that there should be a cup match of some sort coming up. Either that or it's really, really quiet on that. Okay, let's have a look then in Division 2. Let's drop down to Division 2. So results in Division 2. So we've got Carew reserves, drew 2-all with Goodwick United reserves. And I think that's it for us in that one. So where does that leave Carew reserves? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, bottom of the table. Again, it's going to be a tough season for Carew. Now, while we're talking, I'm going to go off on a slight tangent here. Now, obviously, Carew football and Carew cricket share the same kind of location. Why is there a massive English flag up on the balcony? It baffles me. Somebody might want to help me out on that one. Okay, we are now into Division 3. This is where things get tasty. Look at that score for the Borough. 5-4 win against Broadhaven. Any game that's got 9 goals, and we'll talk about the Robin seconds in a minute, but um, any game that's got 9 goals and finishes 5-4 is a cracking game. Now, Penn and Robins fans are going to disagree with me on that because the seconds got battered 9-0 by Loreni there as well. So yeah, that was a tough day in the office for Penn and Robins seconds. Where does that leave everybody in the table? Loreni second in the table, the Borough a third in the table. There's only 1 point separating them. They've both got a game in hand on Tenby seconds, but winning that game in hand, unless it's against Tenby seconds, which I don't think it is, ain't going to do them much good. Penn and Robin seconds are one off the bottom. It's only 3 points so far this year. You know, you just got to find positives where you can and look for the opportunities where you can. So hopefully things will improve for Robin's seconds. Moving into Division 4, then, I don't think we've actually got anybody in Division 4. There's a couple of interesting results there. Hundleton beat Johnson 5-2. Manorbier lost 6-2 at Milford, and Angle beat Nayland 3-1 on there. Okay, so let's drop down into Division 5. And in Division 5, we should have, there we go, Pembroke Borough Reserves lost 5-0 away at St Clair's Reserves, which again is a bit of a kick in the teeth. They really should have done better there. Loreni Reserves lost 3-1 at home as well against Herbernston. So where does that leave everyone in the table? This is what I mean. That game between the Borough and St Clair's, the two teams near the top of the table, that should have been a lot closer. That shouldn't have been a 5-0 defeat there. Loreni Reserves, okay, not at the bottom of the table, but certainly not mid-table yet. But they'll be wanting to put a few extra points on just to make things a little bit more secure going forward on that one. Okay, that is pretty much it for this week. So yeah, please do like, subscribe, get in touch if you want to come and join me. Let me know if you want to help make Pembroke Dock sparkle and give me your memories of fireworks displays in Pembroke Dock. It's been another fantastic week. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. I hope you have a fantastic week. Stay safe and let's all make Pembroke Dock proud. All the best. Be strong. Be strong.